Hi friends, it's Em and welcome back to another video. It is yet another month of me not knowing anything about the books that I am going to read this month. However, I also don't remember where I got these stickers, so, that's fun. It's really a full sort of mystery to everyone, including me. But I did buy this 4-pack of stickers from a really nice woman at the Chicago Planner Conference last year. I believe it was last year. Time is hard. But I could never decide which set to use. And because I always felt like I wanted to use certain pieces from one, but also certain pieces from another. And it turns out I just used every single one of them in this bullet journal setup. But I didn't do a title page quote, so there's that. So we're gonna get this cutie patootie set up. As a note, I meant to do a NetGalley reading tracker, update spread, and I totally forgot, completely and utterly. So I may include that on sort of the last setup page that I did. However, my NetGalley is actually pretty good right now. I think I'm at 25 total. And a number of those are so far backlist that honestly it's kind of embarrassing for me. But I'm making good progress on them. And honestly, this month my TBR is really a lot of backlist titles because November's not a huge publication month. November, December, there are not as many books that come out when compared to March, July, September. That isn't to say anything about the quality of the books that are released in November. There just aren't as many. And I am going to have my sort of traditional buddy read spread. I am including a physical to be read spread again because having that accountability has really been helping me. So I'm going to do it. I am going to make a video, I believe, that's going to sort of wrap up my October reading, maybe get back to that again, and we'll talk about all the books that I read in October. I'm very excited. And I'm also going to try to cut back on spending a little bit with books. I went all of September without it, and then in October, I went cray-cray, so I need to sort of rein it in a little bit. Just a skosh. It's fine. Now, on to the most important part of the video, which is my to-be-read list. So, as always, a number of these I know little to nothing about, and some of them are holdovers from last month. Honestly, there were a lot of books on my TBR that I did not read that did not get, moved over because I thought that I would finish them. I don't know. But the first one is Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret, which is the third Ernest Cunningham book. I read books 1, book 2, and book 4 because I thought book 3 was just a novella, and it's a little bit more than a novella, so I feel like I should probably read it. I really enjoy this series just because it's very classic whodunit, and it leans into the tropes while also explaining them to you. Really good. It does contain spoilers for or not spoilers, but it does give away the plot of a lot of classic movies and stories, so just be warned about that. Then I have When the World Tips Over, which I have heard really good things about the author and the book, and I can't remember who the author is or what the book is about, but that's that. There's also Once Upon You and Me. That one's by Timothy Janowski. My friend Jenna got me this for my birthday, and I'm finally getting around to reading it. I think it has something to do with a Ren Fair, if only because on the cover they're doing how when a couple, one of them's teaching the other how to do pool, and they're leaning over behind the back. It's that, but it's with archery. So that's exciting. And it's male, which I love. And then I believe we have a sort of speculative fiction sci-fi book, When We Were Real. I got nothing. We're going to go into the ones where I've got something, which is Quicksilver and the Veiled Kingdom. Both of these are backlist romantasy books that I am excited to read. I believe the sequel to Quicksilver is coming out soon-ish, so if I like it, I'll be able to read the sequel right away. If I don't, then I don't have to, which is great. Veiled Kingdom is an indie romantasy that I had meant to start, I think, last year, and I just never did. I have it on KU, and I am excited. Finally, I got The Plea this month, which is the second book in the Eddie Flynn series. So I put in my hold for The Liar, which is the third book in the Eddie Flynn series. And once I finish this one, then the only book in this series that I will not have read is number 7. So my reading order for these was, I believe, 4, 8, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7. No, 9. 9, 1, 2, 3, 7. Bananas. Absolutely bananas. But one series that I did read completely in order is the Percy Jackson series, and we have the Nico D'Angelo books. So The Court of the Dead is the next book in that series, which I snagged immediately. I got the Barnes & Noble special edition. It's got little minotaurs on the sprayed edges. I cannot wait. Additionally, I was looking at, a really long time ago, I requested Famous by Blake Crouch, and it turns out they're making this into a movie, I think with Zac Efron. I have no idea what the plot of this is, apart from I think it may touch on doppelgangers a little bit, so not necessarily like alternate selves, or like time remnants or anything, but just like straight up doppelgangers. I can't wait. I'm excited. Now, we're sort of moving into a part of this where it's authors I've read books by them before, but I don't know what this book is about, but I'm gonna read it because I like them. So we have Sisters in the Wind, or Sisters of the Wind, I can't remember anymore, by Angeline Boulet. I have an arc of this, I have an audio of this, and I really just need to read it because I've heard it's really good and I'm really excited, but I just haven't done it. We have The Bone Thief by Lily Vale. I read her sort of like Three Musketeers retelling a while ago. I believe that was her. And this just sounded so appealing to me. I don't know if it's like serial killers or if it's like police solving a murder, but I was really excited by the title. Alison Esbach, I loved The Wedding People. I'm hoping that I love the adults just as much. And August Lane, I've heard so many good things about this. This was a book club pick that I just never got around to reading, and I wanted to. So I will be listening to the audio. And there's also Julia Song is Undateable, which is by Susan Lee. I really enjoy her humor in her books, and I am so excited for like an adult romance debut. And then Hot Wax by ML Rio, which I can't not read their books. And it sounds like this is sort of about the music industry, if only because it gives me the vibes of vinyl. I don't know. And then finally, I am going to listen to Semi-Well Adjusted Despite Literally Everything, which is by Alison Stoner. So it's her memoir of like growing up a child star, and like she went through all kinds of shit in her life, and she narrates the audiobook. So I'm really excited to listen to that. Now, of course, this does not take into account any like buddy reads that I might do with my mom, or any just like going completely rogue and reading a book that comes out in April because I want to, or, you know, surprise approvals and widgets and things like that. I definitely think that this is it's me, so yeah, it's an overly ambitious TBR, especially because usually when I set these, I've already read some. I'll film it and then I'll start reading a couple of the books, so like I get a little bit of a head start. That is not the case right now, and I swear, I'm like, I read so many books and half the time they're not on my TBR, and it's like, well, you tried, okay. And I think December is going to be really interesting because we're going to be sort of wrapping up the year, and I think I would like to try to go into the next year without any outstanding NetGalley reads. We'll see if that's possible. I'm honestly not sure. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what you're excited to read in October. And as always, happy planning.